It's test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2. Hi everybody, and welcome to Cromcast episode 4.
Wait, we're starting? I thought we were just doing like the stupid little
Well,
sound
this is a
check.
stupid little sound check,
Oh,
but usually I use that for our intro. Have you not realized that? Have you not watched?
You use it for the beginning, then we
Mhm.
do that, then we introduce ourselves in the podcast.
I messed up anyway.
Yeah, you're used to that.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Cromcast episode 4. This is the Cromulent Comics Cromcast. All things about comics. I'm Andrew.
I'm Andy.
That's it. Cool. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful week.
Was I supposed to say more?
I think we nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on this week in comics in general. We've got Superman the movie coming out this week.
Da, 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 da.
We're gonna get struck from that.
Dang it.
Yeah. We don't want to owe Warner Brothers any money. So that's really fun. That's really exciting. There's a lot of really good comics out this week as well.
Mhm.
We're gonna go over that real quick, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes.
What if you want to eat the potatoes first, not the meat first?
So meat and potatoes.
Yeah, but like, what if I said potatoes and meat?
That's fine. It means the same thing. It's meat and potatoes is the meal.
Yeah, but like, it sounds like you're eating the meat first, and then the potatoes. What if you want to start with the sides first, then go for the main course?
No, meat and potatoes is the main course.
Yeah, but potatoes are still a side.
There's a lot of really cool books coming out this
Mhm.
week. We've got Fantastic Four #1, Ryan North, Humberto Ramos. We've got, I don't even know how many covers, way too many.
Way too
An entire
many.
box worth of covers that are coming out. Really excited for that. We've got Spider-Man Incursion #2, Miles
Mhm.
Morales. We don't have any of the books in our hands right now because we haven't received them yet because of the holiday last week. It was July 4th. So a lot of that stuff isn't here yet, but we will have it by Wednesday.
We can still talk about it.
Yeah, we can still talk
Just
about
because it's not physically here doesn't mean they don't
Yes.
exist.
Well,
Out of sight, not out of mind, though.
that's why we're talking about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
So we've got Spider-Man Incursion coming out as well. Marvel swimsuit special. Pretty
Mm.
excited for that. Who are you most excited to see? What fashion styles are you most excited to see in the Marvel swimsuit special?
I want Wolverine wearing tiger striped thongs.
Cooking some wieners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has to have each one on a claw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like-
One up it from the 90s image of him eating a wiener.
Exactly.
That's what we want, Marvel. We
How
just
about
want
you?
more wieners.
What are you looking for?
For the Marvel swimsuit special?
Yes.
In general, I just want to kind of see what kind of trends Namor is going to be setting for everyone else.
Yeah, but he's an old soul. I feel like he doesn't change that often.
I don't know. We're gonna see. I would like little like swim caps, but on his
Okay.
wings.
Do you think he's ever worn sneakers?
Why? That would hurt his wings.
Well, how far do they go up on his ankle? Are they like right at like
They're like at his ankle.
Okay.
So he would have to wear like Chucks or something.
flip flops?
Like maybe Crocs.
Ooh.
Way down in the comments, does Namor wear Crocs?
Does he wear Crocs? Flip flops?
What kind of giblets would Namor put on them?
First of all, they're gibbets.
They're giblets.
No, they're not. And they would all be of Sue Storm.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
about right.
fair.
Or conch.
Does Octopus wife?
No, it's the shell.
Oh, doesn't he have an octopus wife?
Well, I'm more of an Aquaman fan than a Namor fan.
That's fair. He's the better.
It's just topo, just a bunch of topo
Yeah.
giblets.
Also,
Wait, what are they called?
gibbets?
Giblets.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
Also coming out this week, we've got Absolute Batman #10. I'm caught up on the Absolute books. They're great.
About dang time.
Why are you hitting your phone like
I don't know. It's new anyways. I shouldn't do that. I'm going to put this to the side.
Action Comics, continuation of the Superboy storyline. Supergirl, we've
Issue
got
3?
issue 3.
Nice.
Superman Treasury Edition. It's the first new Treasury in 25 years. Yep, that's the size of
These
a
are the
treasury.
dimensions.
Uh-huh.
For our audio audience, you can't see me, but I'm showing you the dimensions of the book right now.
Yeah, really excited for that. Bruno Redondo doing the art.
He hasn't done anything in a
Dan
while,
Jurgens
too.
doing writing. So it's going to be classic Superman stuff, just in an oversized, beautiful edition. We've got Trinity, the next issue of Trinity coming out. I've been enjoying that.
That's what-
And then we've got the hardcover, The Last Days of Lex Luthor coming out.
Mhm.
Also great in time for the movie. Speaking of the movie and speaking of Superman in general, which is going to be our main topic today.
It is? I thought we were talking about Spider-Man.
I do have a Spider-Man pen.
Do you? Can I see that? Don't show the audience. Show me. Fancy.
Yeah,
What's like Yobi?
I don't know. It came with my Spider-Man notebook.
Oh.
So, speaking of Superman in general, we are also partnering up with local board game cafe Bard and Baker, who we do a lot of really great events with. We are doing first ever comic book reading club. And our first book of the month is going to be All-Star Superman. Gotta stop that. By Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. This is one of my all-time favorite books. I don't know if you can tell, but it's wow, that
actually went up pretty well.
It's pretty good. Which is one of my all-time favorite books. So yeah, please check it out. We're doing this July 17th at Bard and Baker in Troy, New York. It starts at 7:30. You can purchase All-Star Superman at Cromulent Comics. You can purchase it on our website or come into the shop. And then we'll have a great discussion about All-Star Superman. And then a little hint for August. Our August book will be the Hickman Fantastic Four Solve Everything, the Marvel Premiere Edition of Fantastic Four. And these are great. These are cheap. These are $10. So you can't go wrong with a book club. Get to meet other people in the upstate New York and talk about comics.
You can read about my favorite Superman character, Zibaro.
Zibaro is in here.
What was the dinosaur man's name in that? Sol? Claw?
I don't remember.
Clean? Carl?
Yeah, it was Carl.
Carl the Dinosaur Man.
Carl the Dinosaur Man. He nailed it. But yeah, please come check this out. We're really excited to be doing that with Bard and Baker. Do you want to get into the main thing? We're going to be doing something different that we haven't done yet.
We're doing something crazy.
We're going to do a tier list.
I'm doing the tire list. Like our favorite tires.
Go ahead. This is your show now. Go.
Thank you. So we're going to be ranking all of our favorite tires that appear in every single Superman movie. So if there's a car in that movie and that car has a tire, we're going to go over our favorite one. What has the best rims? What rubber's the best quality? Who's driving it? The car it's attached to. Everything about the tire. That's why it's a tire list, not a tier list.
We're going to regroup. We're going to come back with a tier list of the best Superman movies, animated shows, live action TV shows, and everything. And we're going to break those down into what we think is the best and the worst. And of course, we can't include Superman, the movie, because it's not out yet. We haven't seen it. I am going on the 8th to go see that. Are you going to go see it this week?
No.
And you call yourself a fan. All right.
I couldn't get the tickets. The closest one's in Syracuse tomorrow night.
No, but I mean, are you going this week?
No, I'm seeing it the 14th. 4 days after.
What a nerd.
I got to give out social media and be like, so I don't get any spoilers.
Oh, you're back on social media.
I did. Yeah.
You're not selling crypto or
flexing my Lamborghini.
Yeah.
I got hacked on Instagram. Lasted for a solid 2-3 months.
Yeah. No, I tag you in a lot of things on Instagram on your newer account and you never accept them.
Yeah, because
you accept it on your older account?
Oh yeah, now I will because I have it back.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll try to remember that. I'm only going to tag you on your newer account.
Don't do it. I already got rid of it. I didn't get rid of it, but I'm already not using it because I'm my old one.
I prefer that account.
The old one?
No, your newer one.
Why?
You don't post on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Did you like my current post?
I don't know what it was.
It was a picture of me.
This is great. This is really good podcasting.
Yeah, people want to know my life.
Yeah, what was your most recent post on Instagram?
It was a picture of me in front of my school on the last day of school, waving goodbye to my school.
That was beautiful.
I said school a lot there, didn't I?
You did. That was absolutely beautiful, Andy. You really painted a picture.
And there's a picture of me in a Spider-Man specific hoodie, my favorite Spider-Man costume.
Scarlet Spider.
It is you know me so well.
All right. Well, with that, we'll be right back with our tier list.
Should we have like a fake ad break coming now?
Yeah. Make up a jingle, Andy, for something that doesn't exist.
Crab cakes.
Crab cakes exist.
Yeah, but like, what about our own crab cakes?
Stop it. Okay.
So this is the tier list.
This is the tier list that we have. Not even recording. Okay, whatever. All right. So real quick, the people that are listening to us not on the YouTubes, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tiers going from best to worst. Best being super.
Makes sense.
That's
his name.
Yep. S tier. And then like a great tier, or I'm sorry, like a good, like amazing tier would be all-star or an all-star tier. After that, we've got great, Caesar's Ghost. Then we have mild-mannered. And then we have lowest lame. Lowest lame.
Alliteration.
Lowest lame. Isn't that right there, Andy? Lowest lame. This is my late night show host. Lowest lame.
Which talk show host?
Kind of like a Letterman. And then, do you remember Letterman?
I wasn't alive for Letterman.
Right. He's still alive.
I wasn't alive. I wasn't around and alive when he was.
And then our bottom tier, pure kryptonite.
Pure kryptonite.
Pure kryptonite.
So is S, all-star is A, great is Caesar's is B, mild manners is C, lowest lane is D, and pure kryptonite is F for people who don't know how to equate letters to tiers.
Thanks, Andy. So with that, do you want to go at random or you want to go in order?
Well, it's an arrangement.
It's already in random.
Yeah, so I guess we can start with the first one. Lois and Clark.
Right.
The New Adventures of Superman.
I'm not putting this anywhere. I'm just putting it on up here,
so people can see.
So people can see it if you're following. Lois Lane, Lois and Clark. New Adventures of Superman.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Cool. What do you think?
I think I would say.
Do you have a history with the show?
Not really. I've seen some episodes on and off over the years, but never really watched it start to finish.
I've watched it start to finish. And it was on when I was a kid. Okay. So it was very odd to see Superman on television again. Other than like Christopher Reeve, movies or reruns of George Reeves.
So that was Smallville for me. So when we get to Smallville.
Smallville came on when I was in high school. I aged the exact same progression as him, so I thought I was going to look like a 40-year-old man by the end of high school. I did not.
What do you look like now?
I look like now. Yeah, I thought I was going to look like what I look like now because he's like 35 when that show started. I did not.
I think you aged well, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No wrinkles. No bags under your eyes currently.
Are you even looking at me? Yeah. Or are you just naming things that you see and saying no to them? All right. So Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't like their version of Lex Luthor.
No. It was kind of corny.
Corny, had hair for most of it.
Yeah.
They kind of write him out after a while.
Ended on a cliffhanger.
Does end on a cliffhanger with the weird baby thing. It came at a time when Superman in the comics, they were essentially mandating like the marriage of Lois and Clark, which I love. And my favorite aspect of Superman is the romance of Lois and Clark in general. So Definitely. This show kind of plays up on that quite a bit. Terry Hatcher, very good Lois. Dean Cain, a good Clark.
Fine. Not my favorite.
Not the best. And then the rest of the cast is okay. Jimmy's pretty forgettable. I mean, they recast him in the second season because he looked too much like Dean Cain.
That's funny.
And so there's a couple different things there that the show, I think, just doesn't really capture. I do love, though, this is maybe the first time in post-Crisis DC that we do get Ma and Pa still being alive.
Oh, they were alive in the show?
Yeah, and he talked to them quite a bit. I always liked that aspect. For that, I'm going to say it's actually mild-mannered.
Okay,
I think it's pretty good. Things are going to get much worse on this list. But I think the highs are pretty high. The lows are very low.
But for a made-for-TV Superman TV show,
it's pretty good.
For what it is.
For the 90s?
Exactly. The effects aren't even that
bad. They're not that bad. No. Yeah. It gets Superman.
Exactly.
It's a Superman for the 90s.
Not enough leather.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice.
We're going to get all the Snyder haters in this one, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, aren't we? Are you a fan of the Snyder movies?
I don't think they're the worst thing ever in terms of superhero movies. I think there's been much worse superhero movies, but they're...
Name a worse superhero movie.
Blade 3. I think Green Lantern's worse than Batman v Superman.
I can watch Green Lantern and enjoy it for how bad it is.
How about this Suicide Squad?
I've never seen it.
Okay,
That's part of this universe.
it is.
So, you know where I stand on this. I think it's pure kryptonite. I absolutely despise
I will.
how they treat Superman, and also how they treat Batman and Wonder Woman and Doomsday.
Oh, he wasn't.
Lex Luthor.
Jesse Eisenberg is. Oh my god.
I really can't say anything positive about this movie.
I'm okay with putting this one at pure kryptonite, but I think there'll be opinions on the Snyder Superman later.
I think we're gonna fight on that. Let's go pure kryptonite.
It's not, like I said, I don't think it's the worst superhero movie. I think there's been others that I've disliked more. But in terms of the characterization of Superman,
even a bad superhero movie, like let's say Catwoman,
has some enjoy.
It can enjoy how bad
it's good. It's so bad it's good.
I can't enjoy it.
What's your least favorite part of the movie?
My least favorite part of this movie?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's going to say the Martha thing or whatever, which is pretty bad. My least favorite part of this movie is when Superman goes up to the top of a mountain and has a conversation with a ghost version of his dad, and no one talks about it.
About that.
Yeah. And he learns about hero cake, which is what you get when you let a bunch of horses die. So clearly it's a conversation that he's never had with Jonathan Kent. It's not like he's remembering it and picturing like a conversation that he's having with his dead dad. No, he's talking to a straight up ghost in this movie, and no one brings that up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my least favorite part. How about you?
My least favorite part is the scene in the, during the whole like,
I'm sorry. Real quick. The whole movie that they're all like, oh, it's supposed to be about the realism of superheroes. He literally has a conversation with a ghost, and we don't bring that up at all. Okay, sorry, go on.
For me, it's the scene.
It's a ghost. Okay, go on. Sorry.
I thought you were still going to interrupt me.
I'm not.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
For me, it's the scene in the court where
hero cake. And it's not like it's like a concept that he knew before. He's legitimately confused by it as well. Now I'm done.
The scene in the court where the hall blows up and Superman's just sitting in there being like...
How dare you bring that up? How dare you bring that up?
And
he just lets people die all around us.
And the judge is just sitting there with like the jar with piss in it that Lex Luthor somehow smuggled in.
Yep. Was it Holly Hunter too?
Was it Holly? Yeah, I think so. And then, oh my God. And then the Martha scene. The Martha scene is just ridiculous.
The Martha scene is ridiculous. Hero cake is really ridiculous.
Doomsday being General Zod's dead body mutated.
It's realistic, bro. You don't get the subtleties.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we've got Super Sons, The Adventures of the Super Sons. It's cute.
It's not really a Superman movie, but he's in it. Mild mannered.
It's okay. The animation's not great.
It's CG. It's very blocky.
Yeah.
Decent storytelling. I like how they're using Starro in it as like the big
100%. You get to see a lot of cool fights in it.
I want to say it's forgettable.
It looks like a video game cutscene that's not quite up to par with the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? The cutscene is lower quality than the gameplay.
Have you ever played a game where it's like that?
Yeah.
Would you say that's Final Fantasy 7? Because the gameplay looks amazing, but then when you're out of the gameplay, they're all little polygon blocks.
I hate you right now.
It's the truth.
It's the charm of those games.
I mean, yeah.
You did not grow up in the PlayStation 1 era.
No, I grew up in the PS3 era.
Yeah.
Because I'm older.
Because you're a little baby. Because you're older than me. Up next, we've got...
Superman Returns?
That is Superman Returns.
So, I have mixed feelings about this movie. One, what do you think of Brandon Routh as Superman?
Great Superman. Great Clark Kent.
Mm-hmm.
Really good Clark Kent.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much for him to do in this movie.
Does he even fight anyone?
He gets a bullet shot in the eye. We've seen about 1,000.
The plane's cool. The plane scene's cool.
The plane scene's great.
Him lifting up the Kryptonite Island, great.
No, his relationship with Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane is pretty lacking as well.
Considering he has a child with her and it's never addressed in the
spoiler alert.
For a movie that came out in
2006?
19 years ago.
I have issues with this movie. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's good. You also have Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. That does not age well. But you do have Parker Posey in there.
Mhm.
You do have
James Marsden.
James Marsden,
getting pucks.
who's a better guy than Superman. Like, he does everything Superman does, but without any powers, and it's just like generally like a good guy. I really like Jimmy in this movie, though.
That's a good Jimmy.
That's a good Jimmy. What's his face as Harry White? Oh my God, Skeletor. Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now. Great actor. Absolutely great as Harry White as well. So I think it had a lot going for it at its time. However, there's really nothing to it.
Nothing happens.
It's a rehash of the first movie with Lex Luthor trying to get land, and that's about it. They even rehashed some of the same jokes from the first movie, and then the kid doesn't really add anything to it.
He's just there. He's just Lois Lane's kid, and he's like, hey, I have superpowers. Never addressed.
For 5 years
to go into space. It's like, let's go see if Krypton's legitimately destroyed.
Do you ever read the comic book prequel?
No, I
they
did not.
explain that how like Lex essentially like makes a fake article.
Oh,
and like that's what gets Superman to go. It's not great. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's Lois Lane.
I agree with that. Controversial opinion. Terrible human being. Probably one of the worst human beings I've ever. Decent Lex Luthor. Kevin Spacey.
I'm going to go with the no on that one, dog. That's a no from me, dog.
That's fair.
But yeah, I'm not going to give him any props for anything.
Oh, that's fair.
Slail. That's my Kevin Spacey impression.
From what?
From House of Cards.
Never seen House of Cards.
Are
there cards in House of Cards?
Yeah, there were cards in it, buddy.
What's your favorite deck of cards?
My favorite card.
I gotta buy that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite card in the deck?
In Balatro?
In just regular 52 deck.
Oh, card. In just a normal. I really love the instruction card.
9 of Spades.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
That's really weird and specific. What do we got next? Is that Superman vs. the Elite?
It is Superman vs. the Elite.
Where are we putting Superman vs. the Elite? Again, just putting that there for right now.
Yeah. We talked about this in our one of our episode a few episodes ago.
It's one of my favorite Superman stories. The animation's not great.
Not great, and the character designs aren't not great, but I still think it gets the meaning of the story well enough. Like, I think the conversations he has with Manchester Black are still pretty good.
100%. I still think it hits the story beats. I just think it doesn't hit the same highs as the book.
Definitely not.
I would put it in mild.
I'd put it in mild manner too.
I think it's worth a watch. But I wouldn't say it's the best.
You know what?
I'd read the book.
Read the book instead.
Yeah.
Speaking of one where you should probably read the book instead, Superman Red Sun. Did you watch this one?
I did.
Honestly, never mind. I take that back. I think it may be better than the book.
I don't think it's better than the book.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember how the Red Sun movie ends. Does it end the same way?
Yes.
Okay. I do like the ending of the book. I think I like the book a lot, and I'm not the biggest Mark Millar fan.
Well, then Grant Morrison
really created the idea. But the art's beautiful.
Who's that again?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Wasn't the guy who designed your first logo? Dave Johnson? Wasn't Dave Johnson the artist?
No, Dave Johnson did not design any of my logos. He criticized my logo.
That's what it was.
But he did some of the cover art.
We have the covers.
He might have taken over towards the end because the original artist did pass away between issues 1 and 2.
Was it?
Don't remember. I can't think of their name. But Superman Red Sun, you have a phone.
Last time I brought up the phone.
Oh my God, you're on your phone. Superman Red Sun, I think, is a really great story. If you don't know it, it's instead of Superman landing in 1939 in America, he lands in Soviet Russia, and how the world essentially reacts to that. So, Dave, you were on it.
Yeah. So it's Dave Johnson? Oh, Killian Plunkett.
Yeah, Killian Plunkett was the original artist.
Plunking.
How Superman lands in Soviet Russia and how that affects the world going forward. He's still Superman. He's still, at the end of the day, is trying to do what's right. He still believes in people and he believes in the cause of communism, but he's not specifically tainted by Stalin or any of those guys. But it does show how the world would change.
Lex Luthor becomes a good guy.
Lex Luthor's still a bad guy.
He's still a bad guy,
He's
but
still a bad guy.
I wouldn't say he's a villain.
But he's like building like Bizarros and stuff to try to kill Superman over in Russia. So he's not the greatest person, but without Superman in America, he marries Lois and other things happen. And
Batman.
you can still see that there's still a love between Superman and Lois, which I really enjoy. Batman, I did not care for the animated version of that version of Batman. I think they
made him too irredeemable and evil.
Not even that. I thought they kind of like made him too cool or whatever. Whereas like Batman in that storyline is just
a psychopath.
Yeah,
because he's an anarchist. If I
he's
recall.
an anarchist. His Martha and Thomas get killed essentially by like the KGB essentially, and that he's not Bruce Wayne.
No,
he's a kid from Russia.
Yeah.
And then the Wonder Woman thing I really enjoyed as well, where she's a diplomat, and instead of dressing in the colors of America like she does in the original comics, she takes on the colors of Soviet Russia because they're the biggest.
They're the superpower.
They're the superpower. So there's some really interesting ideas here, and again, it gets down to the heart of who Superman is. He's still a good person. I honestly might put that in great.
I'll do that, but
honestly, the book is better, so I might put it in mild mannered.
Yeah, because
I don't think it hits the highs again as the book.
I'll agree. You know what? Mild mannered.
Mild mannered, I think, is perfect for that. Superman
2?
Is that 4?
No, I think it's 2.
No, because that's a nuclear bomb. That's 4.
Oh,
that's Superman. That's not all the Supermans on here. No, that's Superman 3. There's Superman. I don't think all the Supermans are on here.
Is that Superman 2 or that's
That's Superman? That looks like Quest for Peace. Maybe Quest for Peace isn't on here. All right. So Superman 2. Let's say it's Superman 2.
So
depends on which version.
Because I've never seen the Donner cut.
Donner cut's great.
But for me, one of the charms about those movies is the slapstick humor, and I do like the slapstick humor that's not in the Donner cut.
Yeah, I grew up with the original version, but then when the Donner cut came out when I was in high school, and I absolutely fell in love with that version. However, the Donner cut does fall apart because it has the same ending as the first one.
It does. Like going back in time and spinning the earth around.
Well, that's what the original ending for Superman 2 was. They actually didn't have an ending for Superman 1.
Oh.
They filmed both at the same time.
Oh.
So they had to go back, and that's when they took the ending of Superman 2, plugged it onto Superman 1, and then Superman 2, then when the new directors came on, they changed it.
He rips off his logo, throws it at the evil Kryptonian.
I will give Superman 2 a great Caesar's Ghost because of the way Lex Luthor says Australia.
Forgot about that.
I love Superman 2, either version of it. I'm going with great. What do you think? Do you think it goes higher? You've got Neil before Zod, you've got Non, you got Ursa. You've got depending on which version.
I think the relationship between Clark and Lois is better.
So good.
It's better in the sequel. Do you agree?
I disagree with that, but it at least has in the Donner cut her figuring out that he's Superman right away and messing with him quite a bit.
So jumping out the window.
Yeah, exactly. Which is much better than her falling into a river.
Yeah.
Or him, touching his hand into fire, which is really stupid.
I think if we were to kiss, you'd lose your memory too, like that happens to Lois Lane in the movie.
I always consider that like a weird Kryptonian thing that his mother gave him to do that.
Do you think if we kissed, you lose your memory?
So we're going to keep that in great Caesar's Ghost.
That's fine by me.
Yeah. Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. It's ugly.
It's ugly. Well, but it's ugly, but also replicates the Michael Turner art.
I don't think it does.
You don't think it does?
I don't think it does because I grew up loving Michael Turner art. I don't think it hits it. I think the McGinnis one, on the other hand, gets that style correctly. I think Turner is a very hard style to duplicate and to animate.
But let's not even talk about the animation. The story's
good. I like the story. I like the idea of Supergirl kind of being raised by the Trinity. And because she is technically stronger than Superman in the post-crisis universe, pre-New 52. So I liked that idea. I like the Dark Side battle's fun.
I know he's not your favorite, but I do like Andre Bauer as Dark Side.
Bauer, I love Andre Bauer. He's just no Michael
He's
Ironside.
not Michael Ironside, but I still think he does a serviceable job.
He's a good dark side.
And
yeah, I like this movie.
what's his name as Grainy Goodness again? Oh God, why am I blanking on the name?
Ed Asner.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's got all the cast from the original like,
Mhm.
animated series together.
Big Barda is great
Big
in it.
Barda, Kevin Conroy, Tim Daly.
Tim Daly.
Was it Summer Glau? Was she Supergirl in that?
I don't
from
remember.
Firefly. I think so.
I
like that.
Honestly,
I like this movie a lot.
I
don't know if I would put it up there with Superman 2.
neither. I think mild mannered.
I think Mild Mannered's going to get pretty full, pretty
Because,
fast.
well,
but I think we're going to.
Well, mild mannered's like
things.
average. It's an average,
Exactly.
decent movie. Like,
It's good. It's serviceable. It's good. Speaking of Superman Unbound,
I barely remember it. So let's put in Lois Lane.
I think Lois Lane is pretty good. I
It's-
remember it's based off of the Jeff Johns arc of Brainiac. That's about
That's it. That's all I remember.
That's about it. I really don't remember much about that. Reign of Superman. This is during the New 52 era of the DC Universe animated series movies, but they're adapting an older book. I watched it once and didn't care for it.
I thought Death was better.
I don't even remember Death. I think I remember watching this more because it brought in Superboy and stuff, and I always wanted to see them in animation. Like that.
They brought Cyborg, Superman, and
wasn't Rainn Wilson Lex Luthor?
Rainn Wilson is Lex Luthor for the entirety of the New 52 DC, whatever you call them.
I'm cool putting this in Kryptonite. Jerry O'Connell, I think, was Superman.
No, it sucks. Jerry O'Connell was Superman. You want to know who was Superman when that whole universe started?
Nolan North?
Alan Tudyk.
Wow, I like that. Yeah.
But after I think the War of Atlantis movie, it was Jerry O'Connell.
Weird. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in Kryptonite. I just don't even think I can remember anything.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody save me. Don't do it. Don't do it. We're gonna get stricken. Smallville. We each have a history with Smallville.
We do. So
give me your history with Smallville.
Just watching reruns of it, and then during COVID, I decided okay, I never watched it start to finish, so I decided let's do it. I think it still holds up relatively well. Like I think the characterization of Superman's pretty good. Yeah, I know I like Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor. I love the dynamic.
Lex. Yep.
Erica Durance as
Lois.
Lois is great, and Kristen Pruitt as Lana's great. You don't like
I don't like Lana in the show at all.
Yeah.
I never really cared for Lana. And are we going to bring up the
cult lady
in the room?
What's her name again?
Chloe Sullivan.
What's the actress?
Allison Mack.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nixium. I know too much about cults.
Well, it was also like 20 minutes from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I'm really upset that I never got involved in that.
Really? You're so impressionable. I feel like we'd still be gone.
I just want to start my own cult.
Is having a podcast not a cult of its own, though?
It kind of is, but it's not the same thing. I want to brand people. So, Allison Mack. Yeah, she's in that Green Arrow, who became essentially the Batman stand-in. And then you've got
better Green Arrow than Stephen Amell in Arrow.
I actually highly disagree with that.
In Arrow, he's more Batman than
100%. Neither of them are Ollie.
Yeah.
Neither of them are the liberal, angry, calling everyone a fascist Ollie.
And then Jimmy Olsen is he's not actually Jimmy Olsen. He's Jimmy Olsen's older brother who has the same name as him, right? Isn't that how that happened?
Something like that. Played by Iceman's twin brother.
Yeah. Doomsday is basically Hulk.
Okay, so all right, let me give you my little history.
Okay.
Smallville came on. I was a freshman in high school.
What year did Smallville come out?
2000.
Okay, I wasn't alive yet.
I know. I was a freshman in high school. Smallville came out. I was already obsessed with Superman at this point. But now here's a Superman show. I'm a freshman in high school. He's a freshman in high school. I'm a senior in high school. He's a senior in high school. I loved it. Like I was like, I watched it every week. I taped it on VHS if I couldn't watch it that night because it was on the same time as Scrubs. And I was obsessed with Scrubs in high school. So I would watch Scrubs, tape Smallville, watch all of Smallville. Absolutely obsessed with Smallville. I dropped the show after they killed off Jonathan Kent.
I feel that's a lot of people.
That's where the show really takes a dive because the whole premise of the show is him and his parents and his upbringing. And once you kill off Jonathan Kent, it kind of starts to lose it. And then there was the whole thing with Jensen Ackles and a tornado, and I don't even remember how that ended. And then Lana got possessed by a demon, and there was
then she gets kryptonite skin.
Yeah. So I dropped off pretty hard. I would tune in here and there, like whenever there was like an episode. Like I think the Perry White episode where you get Michael McKean coming in, who's married in real life to his mother, Martha Kent, and stuff like that. I would watch here and there. I came back during the final season 10, because Booster Gold was going to be in it.
And the JSA was in it too.
And a bunch of other things. And it was finally ending. And Rosenbaum had left by the time.
Yeah, he left what, season 6?
Yeah, and I'm like, there is no point. So I have a love-hate with this show. I think it starts really strong. I don't think it ages well. I don't.
You don't?
I don't. I think villain of the week, Kryptonite villain-infused villain of the week. But there was no overarching villain to every season like Buffy had or Angel had. It was missing something that would turn it into, I think, a classic show. My gut is mild-mannered.
I think great. Can you compromise for Great Caesar's Ghost?
Yes, I think I can.
Okay.
So, because I think, but there's nostalgia playing to them.
I think that's fair. I still think Tom Welling is a top 5 Superman.
Yeah, as a 40-year-old high school student, he's doing very well.
Like, everyone did that back in the day. 40-year-olds played high schoolers all the time.
Right, but like the fact though that like Allison Mack and Kristen Kirk were not. Like, he was the oldest cast member.
How old was he in Cheaper by the Dozen?
Like 40.
Really?
Yeah, dude was old. Dude's old.
He has a baby face.
He does have a baby face. I'll give him that. He's a good Superman.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good Clark. Because we never really get to see him as Superman.
Well, because
that was the worst thing.
I refused to wear the costume.
That wasn't even it.
What?
It was at the ends of the show when they finally put him in the costume. The costume, which was just him ripping open the shirt, and it's the freaking Brandon Routh Superman as they couldn't afford to buy a costume. Warner Brothers didn't know that the show was still on the air.
Oh?
That season 10 was then being like, oh shit, we still pay for this? Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
All right. This is the Kirk Alyn Superman. Have you ever watched these?
I've never watched
They're really good.
They're good?
They're really good. These are the movie serials of Superman. Noelle Neal, who plays Lois Lane later in Adventures of Superman with George Reeves, is also Lois in this as well. You'll also know her from Superman the movie. She's the lady on the train with the daughter. The daughter's like, who's supposed to be Lois? And he's like, I saw Chiron. That's Noelle.
Wait, that's supposed to be Lois in the train?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
And that's Noelle Neal, and I believe Kirk Alyn was the husband in that.
Okay.
Which is really cool.
This is all you for it. I have no history with this.
I really enjoy it. I honestly would put it up great. I think it holds up very well. It's the beginning of Superman on the big screen. It's definitely a serial. You got to put yourself in that mindset because it's not revolutionary to today's standards, but I think it was pretty big
for a product at the time. Yeah. If you want to put it there, go for it.
I would put it there. Brainiac Attacks.
Pure kryptonite.
Yeah.
Pure kryptonite.
Pure kryptonite. This came out well after the animated series had ended. And here I was thinking, oh man, we're going to get a follow-up. So at this point in time, DC Animated Universe had ended, but every once in a while we would get something. We would get the Batman Sub-Zero. We would get Mystery of the Batwoman.
Return of Joker.
So here I'm thinking, oh man, we're finally going to get a really good one. And then it's written so poorly. You get the voice of Gorilla Grodd as the voice of Lex Luthor. So that already throws you off. It's
so bad. It's not even in continuity from DCA.
Yeah.
They took it out.
On the other hand,
the actual
Superman, the animated series.
I think you got to put it there. It's the groundwork. It defined what Superman is for an entire generation, and it still defines it to this day. It's the best characterization of Superman.
And Lois.
Jimmy.
It's maybe the worst version of Jimmy. I don't think Jimmy's handled.
I don't even
well.
remember Jimmy
Exactly.
I remember him being
one episode that focuses on Jimmy, and even the writers were like, "Yeah, we did not."
The only thing I remember about Jimmy is that he's friends with Kyle Rayner in that show.
Yep.
And he kind of
yeah, that's really it. Jimmy's not handled well. Everyone else is handled well.
Oh, yeah.
Again, parents are alive. Mom and Pop Kent are there.
Best Lex Luthor.
Yes.
Clancy Brown, Mr. Krabs is Lex Luthor.
Sure.
He is Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, I know, but I think of Highlander.
Never seen Highlander.
I know you haven't.
Yeah.
But Clancy Brown is Lex Luthor. Like when I read a comic book, I hear Clancy Brown's voice. I hear Tim Daly. I hear Lois. Like I hear all of them.
I hear George Newbern.
See, I don't.
That's fair. But I grew up. That's the thing. I grew
Yeah.
up during Justice League because Superman was only on reruns back then. I was alive when Justice League was coming out.
No, I get that.
But
I think this is hands down probably one of the best versions of Superman.
One of the best comic book anythings of all time.
The mixing of Brainiac with Krypton makes complete sense.
Totally.
I think in this.
I feel like it's pretty synonymous.
I think so, and honestly, I think that that's the way to go with Brainiac in general. It makes him a more reputable foe for Superman, and I don't know. I think it updates a lot of the characters in a way that.
But it also
Metallo, like everything.
Parasites,
Lobo.
Well,
everything about this show did was perfect. It made me care about Maggie Sawyer, made me care about Turpin, Darkseid. The entire Fourth World stuff is perfectly done in this.
It really is. Michael Irons, like I said, Michael Ironside is Darkseid. Ed Asner is Grady Goodness.
What more could you want? Like those are perfect.
Like and
the
then
animations were so good.
And then the whole wasn't the last season where Darkseid takes over him and he becomes
last episodes.
Brutal.
Yeah,
Brutal.
Those are the last episodes. The show ended on a cliffhanger where everyone not really trusted Superman, which they did pick up later in Justice League, which was good,
handled very well.
Yeah, I think so. That's S tier. That's easy.
Yeah.
Death of Superman. I'm gonna go to you on this one. I don't remember this.
It was fine. It was. So, how much do you remember about this continuity of movies?
I don't, because I think I only watched the Superman ones.
Okay, well, the animation's pretty bad.
I refuse to watch any of the New 52 stuff.
But it's if you just watch it for the fight scene between Batman and the Justice League and Superman versus Doomsday, because in this continuity, it wasn't the Justice League, the JLI who first fought Doomsday. It was a straight up Justice League.
Right, because they're too lazy to
exactly
the cool Justice League.
But still, though, it's a great fight, and even I still feel the emotion is given weight. But still, I'd put it Lois Lane.
Okay,
still Lois Lane.
I trust you on that one.
Yeah.
I really don't know anything. Superman 3, Richard Pryor.
Ugh.
One of the most frightening scenes of a movie ever made is when that lady turns into a robot at the end.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Jerkwad Superman.
Jerkwad Superman, hitting on a lady, stranding her on the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Getting into a fight with Clark Kent in a landfill. I have fond memories of Superman 3. It's not a good movie. But I like it.
Lois Lane?
It was played mild, man.
Nope. It's not that good. Lois Lane.
There's no Lex, I'll give you that. And Lois is barely in it too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all Lana Lang. Which was the mother from Smallville.
Yeah. I like how they brought. I like how they always bring.
I like when they always bring back people, especially and Smallville did that well because Smallville also brought in freaking Lois and Clark from the movies. Like we got like almost everyone coming back. Terrence Stamp was the voice of Jor-El. Stuff like that.
Even in Supergirl, they brought back Erica Durant as Supergirl's mother.
Yeah, I like that. I do like
they
that.
do that pretty well.
Speaking of Supergirl, let's go to the kind of spin-off, but in a different universe. Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
I thought it ended pretty bad.
I don't agree with that. I think it was pretty well. I like the stuff they did with Doomsday.
Sure, but the whole ending, it was just so cheesy.
Yeah.
I did not care for Lex. I did not care for that design or that style of
He had
Lex.
a beard. I don't like it with the beard.
But he was also like really into metal and like
it was more biker.
I also can't stand the children, and I can't stand any of the storylines with the children.
Do you like Lois?
Lois was fine the first 2 seasons, and then she just became angry at everyone.
Then she got because they gave her that whole cancer subplot,
right? And then Superman barely did anything, and I'll go with lame on this one.
I will do mild mannered because for me it introduced from just knowing it, a lot of people love that show and love the characterization.
He's a good Superman.
He's a great Superman.
He's a great Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the show had focused on just the two of them in Metropolis with no kids, I think I would have loved this show.
That's fair.
But
I really liked it.
Okay.
I get the criticisms.
I just think it ends very poorly. That's all.
For me, this is going to make me sound young, but I like the teen stuff because I was a teen when that was coming out, so I identified with it.
Yeah, I just found them so annoying.
Well, they were like Jordan was a cryberry.
Cryberry. Yeah, you said it.
Yeah. Jonathan got recasted, which was weird. When the guy who recast him looked more like them than the original actor.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Whatever. Yeah. And then the whole end of the terrible CGI. And also you have Steel in this entire show and you don't once put the cape on him until the very last shot of the show. Why? What's the point?
And then yeah.
I had a lot of issues with this show. And also the fact that it didn't know if it was in the Arrowverse for quite a while. And then they're by the third season, it's definitely not.
Yeah. Because I remember they were doing a crossover where Diggle appeared in every one of the CW shows and he appeared in this one. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
He was a Diggle that never...
No, just coincidentally another Diggle in the CW universes showed up in the same time as the other Diggles.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's dumb.
All right, here we go. Justice League.
Look at it. 4 hours. Superman's barely in it, but he's wearing the black suit.
I just don't even want to talk about it. I'm gonna put pure kryptonite.
Okay. Is it because
I'm counting both versions? I don't.
Both
care.
are on there. So the Justice League is on there too.
Oh, well.
Which do you think they're both equally terrible?
Yes.
Okay. Kal-El, no.
I'm cool with just putting them both on kryptonite, and I don't even want to even discuss it.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's probably for the best.
Yeah. Trying to upset you Snyder fanboys who are review bombing the new Superman movie already.
I'm not sorry to upset them. Public Enemies.
All-Star. I think it's
really?
It's one of my favorites. Because one, it's the Superman-Batman friendship firing on all cylinders.
That's true.
I love it. It streamlines the plot of the original comic.
You get John C. McGinley as Metallo. Forgot about that.
And they still inherits the silliness of Toyman.
Yeah.
And then the composite Superman, Batman, robot.
Yeah, I'm in. Space. I'm in. All-Star. Yeah. I think that makes sense. It's one of the best comics. They're doing that in the DC Compact soon, combined with the Supergirl storyline as well, which we put in mild mannered. I think that those, 100%.
And then, for me,
it's a great iteration of those characters, and it feels like a continuation of the animated series.
For me, when I read it, so this was before I read the comics. So I was like, oh, because I got the DVD pack where it was Public Enemies and that. And I'm like, oh, these are these two separate movies. I'm like, oh, there's continuity between them, but the art style is so different. They have to be different movies.
No, that was a cool point when they were trying to mimic the art in the comics and then also adapt the storylines, because there was a point where they were going to do Kingdom Come and everyone was confused as to how they were going to do it.
Yeah.
And then they never did.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I think it's so fun.
I love that. I agree. 100% agree. Based off the Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness. I love Ed McGuinness's version of Superman.
It's so good. What's your favorite Ed McGuinness story for Superman?
Well, I mean, he was drawing Superman during the whole President Luthor stuff. So, I mean, that's my favorite stuff.
I think Emperor
Joker is so good.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Okay, here we go.
Again, Man of Steel. I want to give it where credit's due, because I don't think it's as bad as Justice League's, and I don't think it's as bad as Batman versus Superman.
I do, because he murders
General Zod.
And it's also the whole Jonathan Kent thing. We can put this to, so many people on the internet have discussed this and argued about this for years, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Kevin Costner was terrible.
Well, I don't like Kevin Costner to begin with.
Yeah.
I put it here. I just don't think it has anything that is redeemable. I don't think it It's not Superman. It's someone doing a version of Superman that they think is better than Superman, and it's not. That's my opinion. If you want to put it in Lois Lane, I'll go as high as that, but I will not go higher.
I'll take that. Did you see on the internet?
What do you mean?
I'll take that. Pure Kryptonite.
Oh, okay, cool.
You see on Rick and Morty, they had Zack Snyder and James Gunn in it.
Yeah. I mean, because they don't hate each other.
They're friends.
They work on
friends.
freaking Dawn of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
James Gunn wrote
the script.
That's why it's the best Snyder movie.
Yeah. You don't love what's
300?
Punch? What's it called? Sucker Punch?
No.
Don't like Sucker Punch?
No.
Don't like Watchmen?
Cool? No, I don't like Watchmen.
I actually do it the Owls of Gahul.
Yeah, I've heard that that's actually okay. But we're not doing a Zack Snyder list. All right.
So comment down below if you want us to do a tier list of Zack Snyder movies in the future.
They're all garbage. Adventures of Superman.
I've never seen it.
You never seen it?
No.
Oh my god, I love this show. Again, Noelle Neal coming back. She's actually the second Lois in this version. But George Reeves he sells the character.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love him as Superman. He's kind of like that dad figure Superman. And it's mostly just him versus crooks and just proving everyone this is a show, this is comfort food I can put on in the background and watch at night. I love Adventures of Superman.
Yeah.
There's nothing perfect about it, but it just gets
Superman,
that era of Superman very well.
In the trunks.
Yep. My Adventures of Superman.
All-Star. I'd put it in All-Star.
Put it in Super.
Really? I would see. So we were watching.
I think this is doing what Superman did for the 90s.
You think so?
I do. I think that this is an amazing adaptation of these characters. I think it gets Lois, Jimmy, and Clark,
mm-hmm.
and the fact that all three are at the forefront.
It's fair.
I think is perfect. I think the way that they're introducing villains and designing villains is good. I love Super.
She was good.
I think that this is an S tier. This is super.
Jack Quaid as Superman's
He's a perfect
He's
Superman.
Great.
Everyone is. The relationship, and again, as I've said before, my favorite part of Superman is the relationship between Lois and Clark.
It's adorable.
I think this is perfect. Even though season 2 falters a little bit.
It does falter.
I do think that this is.
When's season 3 coming out?
I don't know. Not soon enough.
Not soon.
Are you cool with that being in Super?
You've convinced me. Let's put it there.
Superman, Man of Tomorrow. I like this movie.
Liked it. Me too. I think the characterization of Superman was well.
He ends the movie talking to the villain.
Yeah.
He doesn't just straight up fight him or anything like that. I really enjoy it. I would put it in great.
I think
it's the best of the Tomorrowverse.
Well, that's just
whatever.
The fall off was so bad.
Yeah.
Alexander Daddario was Lois Lane good.
Yeah.
I like the relationship between Superman, Martian Manhunter.
Matt Bauer is Superman? Who's Superman?
I don't know.
I think it is, and he's a really good actor. I like him. So yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Zachary Quinto was Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
I like that.
Good.
Let's see.
Choice.
Martian Manhunter was fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. Parasite being
like a guy who just bad thing happened to him, and he's not really a monster.
Rudy. Yeah. I like that. I like that movie a lot.
Okay.
Superman, Shazam. I don't remember this that well. You seem to really like.
It was fine. But it's more of a Shazam movie though.
Yeah.
It's basically.
Do they fight each other in this?
No, they fight Black Adam.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it was fine. But it's more of a Shazam origin story than anything else. I don't even think it's feature length. I think it was it
was a short.
Yeah,
because they combined this with all the DC shorts on DVD.
Mild mannered.
Mild mannered.
Mild mannered.
Okay. I figured out where we messed up. That's Superman 2. This is Superman 4.
Well, we'll just say that. Okay,
hold on. There we go.
So Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
You're gonna put in Kryptonite?
I would put in Kryptonite. It is unwatchable.
I wouldn't say it's unwatchable. I would say it's pretty lame though. But if you want to put it down there, we can. I just can't put Christopher Reeve in Kryptonite.
Okay, we can put in Lois Lane then.
Okay.
I'll concede.
All right. All-Star Superman.
I feel like we have to put an All-Star.
I don't think it's as good as the book.
Oh, it's not as good as the book, but I think it gets the fundamentals down completely.
I think it misses a lot. You skip so many of the storylines.
But it's, for me, it has my favorite storylines. It has the Lex Luthor in prison subplot. It has Lois Lane, Atlas, and Samson. And I think it handles the
Did you
death.
say Simpson?
Samson.
Oh, I think it said Simpson. Atlas and Simpson.
Yeah.
Don't.
I think it deserves All-Star just because it was. I watched the movie first, and going back and reading the comic.
Have you listened to the audiobook yet?
Has it come out yet?
Yeah, it's like a 5-hour long audiobook. I want to listen to it and read the book at the same time.
Who's the voice cast?
It's just one guy reading it, but he does like voices and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
That's weird.
Well, that's how a lot of.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I want to check that out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You convinced me. I'll stay. Yeah. Superman Doomsday.
I have fond memories of this movie.
Okay.
So it was actually, I remember I was at my grandmother's house late at night. It was on Adult Swim because it was technically PG-13.
It was. Yep.
It doesn't hold up.
It doesn't.
But I
Adam
think
Baldwin is not a good Superman.
I do think,
and Hayes is a good Lois Lane, surprisingly, and she gives it her all in that.
I think the fight between Superman and Doomsday is awesome. I think it's very well animated. I think it gets the emotions across. I think Superman coming back and it being an evil Superman, I think that was fine. I'll put it in mild-mannered.
Mild-mannered is fine.
Yeah.
I would have put it in lame, but
yeah,
I get that. Nostalgia is heavy.
So the only thing I don't like is Toyman. He's too creepy.
Right. Though they do include is it John DiMaggio's Toyman?
It is John DiMaggio.
And you get Kevin Smith in there real quick talking about giant robots, spiders, which was a nice little nod.
And
the
last
history of Superman the movie.
It has to be super.
It
has to be.
I think so. I think a lot has been said about this movie. I still think it's.
I don't think it holds up, but
I think it does hold up. I tend to still pit every superhero movie up against this. This and Spider-Man 2.
For me, it's when I hear Superman, it's either not Tim Daly, the other one. We just said his name earlier. George Newbern and Christopher Reeve.
Yep.
And it's who I envision Superman. I think the characterization of him is the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Yep.
And from what I've seen of David Cornsway, it seems like he's taken a lot of inspiration from this. It's the framework and the groundwork for pretty much every Superman going forward and in the modern media.
Yeah.
You can't. It's not perfect. I think Lex Luthor living underneath the city of Metropolis in the sewer.
I love that version of Lex. It's a very different version.
Oh, it's so different. I love it.
Gene Hackman owns it.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I love it. I can't not hate that Lex.
No, I feel like you have to give it super.
Well, I think that's a pretty solid list. I think we nailed it. Mild-mannered is pretty full, but that's why it's mild-mannered.
It's average, it's not bad.
Yeah. We got a couple of the lames. We got a couple kryptonites, but I think we got some really good ones and great all-star super. I'm happy with this. I'm not upset.
What do you the audience think? Do you disagree? Do you agree?
Yeah. Do you think this list is flipped upside down?
Yeah.
Do you think we should have moved some things over to lame? Do you think more things should have been in Great Caesar? I don't know.
Comment down below what you think.
But thank you everybody for watching. I think we're going to end it on this.
I think so.
But yeah, we do this hopefully every week. And this is Cromcast. Please come on, check out Cromulent Comics.
Join us on the Discord.
Facebook,
Are you on the Discord yet? You never sent me the link.
Join us on the Discord, Facebook, Instagram. We're everywhere. Cromulentcomics.com as well if you want to order books for in-store pickup. New books come out every Wednesday. We're really excited for this week, and we're really excited for Superman. And so hopefully we'll be back next week talking about Superman a little bit.
Of our review.
And we'll maybe do like a 2-week review, 2 week before we go.
Yeah, we don't give a spoiler.
We don't really want anyone to.
We'll do a spoiler cast,
spoiler free, and then we'll do a spoiler one.
Spoiler cast.
What does that mean?
It's a podcast with spoilers.
We'll do that. Let us know what you think, and we look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.
Peace out. Andrew, wait.
What?
End the podcast we have going on this weekend in 3 words or less.
Superman movie.
Nice. I like that.
You?
Vacation in Aruba.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
All right, now 3 words or less. Describe Superman.
Truth, justice, super.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
Bye.